This is the easy part. Yes. So, questions and answers. Let's do, yeah, we've got a couple. So, one question from Steve is, can owners request only small pets in their properties?
Well, ESAs can be goats, so the answer is no to the ESA and the service animals, but we really can't. We say at our office, if we do the same thing over and over and over again, we never mess it up. But if we try to make exceptions, then we're going to make mistakes.
The only control you have is you have the ability to say yes or no to pets.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't want pets, you can say no, and that's no pets. I will tell you, you've just wiped out about 80% of your market though. So, but no, we cannot control the size of that animal. Vicious breeds only if they're not ESA and not service animals. Second question, when we get the agreement and we choose the option kind of like DocuSign, yes, what we plan to roll out to you should operate just like DocuSign. And yes, you will choose your agreement by property. So if you own 4 properties, you could choose to have 1 property on one plan and 3 on the other. So choose your property, basic or premier, based on your property address.
The next question is, what's the rate of tenants not reporting pets that they have, and what's typically what happens when they're discovered? Which is a great question, and we are on dog patrol right now for sure. When the inspectors go out, they know before they walk in the door if the tenant's supposed to have a pet or not, and they're instructed if they see a pet or evidence of a pet that they take a picture of it, because that makes it a whole lot easier for Tabby to go back to the tenant and say, well, now since you have a pet without reporting it to us, we're going to go back to the beginning of when you signed your last lease. So if you signed your lease in January, you're going to have 6 months of pet fees. And our attorney has
that's in their lease. I mean, that's how our lease agreement works. So it's very clear to your tenant when they execute their lease that should they be found with a pet without a pet agreement, then the cost of that is monthly, and it goes back to the date you started your lease. And that could have been 9 months ago or 9 days ago. So
it's amazing in Ohio how many people dog sit for other people.
Yeah, exactly. Next question. Doug would like to know, can I share this recording with someone looking to buy rentals in Cincinnati, Cleveland, or Birmingham? It's come down to the management team in choosing which city to purchase in. Absolutely. Share away. We got this.
Well, and the more knowledgeable people are that enter this market, the more prepared they are.
We have said, one of our things that we do, we are very interested in education with fellow providers, with fellow investors. I don't really care what market you're in. If we're doing something that would benefit every other market, then it makes us all better providers. So absolutely share away. Next question. When you say number 13 applies to taxes, what does that mean?
So if we pay your property tax bill, and we should put the word property in there, if we pay your property tax bill for you, then there's a fee that is associated with it. If we pay it by credit card, whatever the county charges, which is like 1.5%, whatever that number is, that goes to you, plus I don't know the amount of the fee that we're charging, but again, this is 5 people's full-time job a month a year, or 2 months a year, because we pay taxes twice a year. And again, some of our communities still only mail, they don't have online access, and we have to mail a check back to them, stamp, lick, go.
So we offer you, if you've taken out a mortgage, in all likelihood, your lender is escrowing your taxes. But you also, some of you have the ability to make a choice. Either you're going to pay your taxes yourself, or you've elected for us to pay them. So number 13 applies only to folks who have elected to have us pay your taxes. And
But not your insurance.
no, not the insurance. You mentioned the pet fee is going up to 50 per pet. Does that affect existing tenants who have pets? This goes out with new leases. So for those, so no. And if you have the existing tenant with the existing pet, this sadly does not apply to you. This is going forward. Again, these are things that we're doing everything we can to make improvements, and that's an improvement that you're going to see coming your way. When will our agreements be in the portal? These are the technicalities that we are continuing to work through. When I say that Appfolio has been a challenge, this is one of my challenges. So I can't answer that question for you. In all likelihood, this is going to come to you via some other software, some other program, and not until we have fully executed it and uploaded it into your portal will you see it inside of Appfolio. So,
what happens if one doesn't want to agree to the new agreement? Then we'll be issuing a 30-day notice to cancel our agreement, because we have to stay in business and we have to follow the state of Ohio does. We're not doing this for fun. It has been a mountain of work to make sure that we do everything right, and we do want to do things right. We want to make sure we cover our expenses, that we're protecting your asset, and we're doing the best job that we can. If you see something that's just egregious to you, happy to talk to you about it. I mean, we found our error in charging insurance because someone asked the question, and if we've made an error, we certainly want to correct it, but I think we've just about got this one done.
Next question, Rick says, the Premier agreement seems to be a lot of benefit if you land in an eviction situation. I'm in one right now. But one could argue that if we take really good care to sign up excellent tenants, would this not be needed?
Rick, if I had that crystal ball, I'd be out of business, because I'd be a gazillionaire. I mean, back when I first started in this business, I had a little old man that rented an apartment from me that had never had a record at all, but he went out and killed someone. So the crystal ball doesn't work, the credit report doesn't work, the background check doesn't work. If I could pick only great tenants, that's exactly what I would do. And I'd start with myself, but there really isn't, other than previous history. And again, we don't rent to tenants that have been evicted that owe another landlord money or have criminal backgrounds where they have drugs in their history over a period of years. But those are really, we found how much their income is versus how much the rent is, what their previous landlord says about them, and their work history to be our key indicators. But beyond that, life happens, and we absolutely saw that during COVID. People that were never ever late should have been evicted, and people that were late all the time got money from the government. So there isn't a rhyme or reason to it. But every day I try to learn another way to catch tenants telling me the truth or not. And if I had a better way of doing that, then I would absolutely do it.
Next question, is there a $25 processing fee to use the positive balance to cover the negative balance from one property to another within the same entity?
Yes, there is, yes, because that takes quite a bit of human interaction. Again, we have the greatest software there is out there, but it has its limitations, and it takes a little bit of work to get that over there.
So basically, the only way to avoid the $25 processing fee would be you're going to make that contribution, either via your online portal or you're going to send a check. So once we know what you're going to do, we'll know how to go from there. Is the non-refundable pet fee sent to the owner or is it retained? It's going to come straight to you.
Absolutely.
You saw there was one section within the new agreement that really defined the fees that went to you versus the fees that we retain. 100% of the pet fees go to you. So that non-refundable pet fee is coming to you as well.
Absolutely. Are your offices open July 3rd? Will we get our funds by then? Absolutely. Actually, you get your funds on the 30th or the 31st, whatever we have in this month. But we are open on the 3rd. and some of us will be working on the 4th, trying to get these management agreements out, but you'll absolutely get your distributions before the holiday weekend.
Dan says, I'm trying to get in touch with Missy regarding my property. How do I get a hold of her? So we'll actually, let's hold that one for right now, because I'm going to wrap up with who you reach out to when you do have questions about how any of this works.
Is there a document that outlines the basic and premier plans that we can have access to? You should have that in your portal right now. That's the draft that we had the slide where we told you all the mistakes that we made. And if you don't, please reach out to us and we'll get you another one right away.
Yeah, there's the access, the draft that came to you also came with frequently asked questions that really spelled out the differences between the two. But again, I would encourage you to look at that schedule of fees, and if you'll dig into that, that's where you're going to see the biggest differences. The other thing that I tried to do in writing that portion where you're going to select basic versus premier is I really did try to spell out what the benefits of the premier plan are with tenant placement guarantee and that kind of stuff. So that's in that draft. So if you'll pull that letter with the frequently asked questions in that draft, you should have everything you need.
Next question is, what's happening to insurance for each property under Missy's overall insurance? Is it going up? Do we know what to? I do have an absolute answer to that, because we have had the same insurance carrier for 25 years or 22 years, and up until this last 2 years, we had 6 fires in 6 years, and not even that over the last 10 years. The last 2 years, we've had almost one a month. So yes, our insurance is going up. They wanted to rate us and take it up about 15%. We went back to them with our 22-year history, and we're going up between 3 and 5%, which, considering everything else that's going in the world, I think that's probably about a fair answer. I don't think they're being greedy. I think they just didn't understand, because they were a new carrier with us, that we had a history so long and so good. And I really wish that we weren't having any fires, but we seem to have quite a few recently. And most of them are related to someone's bad behavior, either a child with a candle, a bad boyfriend. I'm proud to say it wasn't because of faulty electric or something that happened along those lines.
I've got another question related to insurance, and that is, are you requiring pet insurance from the tenants?
Absolutely, as long as it's not an ESA. Don't put that down there. Thanks. If it's an ESA pet, we're not allowed to require insurance. I've been working with an attorney and a couple of insurance companies to see if we can possibly, if we require every tenant to have
Renter's insurance.
then that includes dogs, that we could cover the ESA dogs in that category. But right now, the cost is so much that I think they pay their insurance and not their rent. So I'm trying to find a balance in there that will give us a reasonable tenant renter's insurance, cover the dogs, and keep us all protected.
And the next question, can you switch between basic and premier? Yes, you absolutely make your selection by property. You could put property A on basic, and you could have property B on the premier plan. You can also change if you start as basic and you say, you know what, I want to switch this one over to premier. You can do any of that with that 30-day notice. It is no different than, I'm not going to sign your agreement, so here's my 30-day notice, and you're going to go somewhere else for management. You might reach out and say, this is July 1st, and I want to transfer from basic to premier. So on August 1st, you're going to make that switch. You might reach out to Claire and Amy in your investor customer service department in the middle of November and say, I want to switch from premier back to basic, and then December 15th, you would be switching that. So,
next question.
Good question.
Can we put an amount of money in our portal in case stuff comes up and we're not in town, and
I risk missing my 10-day notice?
and the answer is absolutely we can. You can request to have your reserves. All of your reserves are set at 200 right now. If you want more reserves, all we do, it's a click of a button. We can absolutely do that, so you don't risk that.
And again, what you would need to do is all we see internally is that you've made a contribution. So in addition to making that contribution, please reach out to Claire and Amy, your investor customer service reps, or someone directly into accounting to say, I'm going to send $1,000 and I want to park it on this property, and that way they know within our system we open what we call an estimate, so that, because if you don't tell us and you park that money,
we'll return it to you because you like that.
Right, well, it's not us, it's the system is going to say, oh, Missy has $1,000 in her account this month, so we'll distribute her $1,000. So if you put that money in, and it's a great idea, and we do have people that are doing that now, great plan, but you've got to tell us that's what you're doing, or we're just going to, Appfolio is going to send that right back to you. So, a shout out. Rick says, great job getting the insurance to not be going up so high.
That was painful, because again, I'm 200 of you, so I was like, we don't want that big of a raise. And again, everything we do is to try to contain costs and get the most that we can out of every dollar that we spend.
What does ESA stand for? Emotional Support Animal. Yes, because it could be a goat.
Or a snake, and Delta has been nice enough to ban snakes. So we don't have to worry about that bad movie about the snakes getting loose on the plane anymore.
Are you aware of any legislative moves to create a more sensible law around ESA?
No, but we could start a plan.
I wish.
With the feds, because truly, I mean,
wish.
an ESA goat kind of, that was over the top.
Yeah.
All right, what else do we have?
Next question. So do you mean that every time you put a tenant in eviction, I'm now charged $125 fee? It seems like, let's see, I tend to get a lot of eviction notices, but they do pay late.
Well, the good news is that you don't pay that fee, the tenant does if they want to stay. So, and something else I forgot to mention is because of all of these utility costs that the cities are trying to transfer to the owners, when a tenant goes into a payment plan, when we're asking you, will you accept this plan? If not, we're going to do what we think is the right thing. We are now requiring them to show that they're current on their utilities. I had a $1,500 water bill, and when I discovered that, I thought there's got to be a way to protect ourselves from this. So now if the tenant goes into a payment plan,
actually, they don't have the option of a payment plan if they can't show that they're current. Right. So if your tenant owes $800 back water bill, then what Tabby and her team are going to say is, I'm sorry, you're not eligible for a payment plan unless or until you are current with your utilities. So, but no, you don't have that fee every time. And again, remember, rent is due on the 1st. It is late on the 5th, and on the 6th, everyone who isn't current is going to get an eviction fee, or an eviction notice. So what happens is the first week of the month, it looks as though we have hundreds in eviction because they got hundreds of eviction notices out. And then as they start to pay and make payment plans, by the end of the month, it's been a busy month if we've set out 3 to 5 tenants. So one of the things that I know you've heard us say, and we mean it, and even the bailiffs in our counties now say that if you've been evicted from one of our properties, then you've clearly worked more diligently to be evicted than you would have if you had worked out a plan to stay.
I love emotional support animals. I love emotional support animals. Can a person have more than one? Yes. And we cannot limit them. We can't limit their breeds. We can't limit what kind of animals they are. We can't require insurance. It is just the biggest take on us as property owners that they can possibly have. I love that you can make contributions in your portal, under transactions. I checked my portal and didn't see the document for Basic and Premier. We'll go ahead and put those back in everybody's portal tonight. We can well, maybe not tonight.
No, what you're going to find, actually go into your portal. What you're looking for is a notification, your 30-day notification of the new management agreement. So what you're looking for is a letter that says 30-day notice for new property management.
Next question, is there, if there are maintenance costs, how do I know prior to the notice going out for the work to be done? You want to review it first. And absolutely, if it's not something urgent or life safety or what we're required to do under the Ohio Revised Code as far as keeping the property maintained, we're going to contact you. We absolutely would much rather have your permission. Anything over $300, we try to give you a notice prior, unless it's one of those things that we're required to be a little more active with. So we'd love to talk more.
And it's the same with what you're going to start seeing now when you get your occupied inspections shared with you. It'll work the same way. So you're going to get a list that says these are your must-dos and they're urgent, or we consider them life safety. We don't have a choice. We've got to do them. These are cosmetic. You might elect to do those at your next turn.
Or your tenant damages, and we're going to make the tenant pay for those right now. We're not going to procrastinate. How do you prevent a tenant from moving out and leaving a utility bill? The same way that you pick only tenants that are going to pay the rent. Not all utility bills follow the properties. Again, it has to be a municipal-owned utility. So if you've got Duke or one of those, that bill doesn't follow you as a property owner.
Right, it follows your tenant. But 100% of your water bills are going to be on your property. So if your tenant isn't paying a water bill, that water bill is going to land with you. And again, we're doing all we can to negate that, and that is where, if you've got a tenant who's struggling and they're reaching out for a payment plan, again, all we can do is where are you with your utilities, prove to us that you're current with those, and then we'll work out a payment plan. If in that process we find that they do have an $800 water bill, then now we know we've got that issue as well.
Plus, we went from adding up the charges that the tenant owes you or us for damages, and we wait until we have 30 days per Ohio law to give the tenant the accounting of the property, and we wait to between 26 and 28, and we account for those utility bills. So if there's a judgment, that is included in the judgment, so that we can try to recoup that money for you.
You swiped on my questions, see? We might be done. We might be closing up, actually.
Okay. How many properties go into eviction every year typically? Hundreds. How many in an eviction and are actually set out? We keep track of that weekly, and it's less than 1 or 2 a week.
Yeah, it's not. It's really not. All right. Question 1 topic. Local authority keeps whacking me with taxes all the time. I keep getting escrow shortage notices more than once a year. What can we do to at least slow this down? Rents just can't keep up. Well, one of the things that I always recommend, when you get to the point where you don't have to escrow your taxes, then please don't, because that's your shortfall. What you're dealing with is the escrow company is not running your numbers correctly, and so they see an overage in 20, so they say, oh, so you had $500 left over, so here's your $500, and we'll do something less next year, which they do, and so in 21, now your escrow comes up short, and then they say, oh, you were short in 21, so we must increase it again so that you have that surplus in 22. So my encouragement is that when you can, you get your taxes out of escrow, and either you take them on or you opt to have us take them on, because what we pay are your real taxes. But everyone's taxes are going up. I mean, that's just.
The state of Ohio has an edict to all counties that they're raising property taxes. And our county has actually been fighting against it, saying that it's not fair to the homeowners. So that battle isn't over yet. We'll keep you posted on what happens. You want to read it? Yeah. When you collect on an eviction, how much comes to the owner? That depends on whether you're in a basic or a premier plan. And the other thing, this is a great time to just give you the option. Collections is not our full-time job. Post-eviction collections. If you want a professional collection agency, we will transfer the judgment to that agency, and please take it there. It is something we do as a service. We want to do as much as we can. We're now, like I said, we've got 6 people in that department, and we're now just able to start garnishing. Up until about 6 months ago, we could have judgments all day long, and the courts wouldn't allow us to garnish people's wages. That's now opening up, so I think we'll see more money coming through that. But it really, look at that, those basic and
You go to your schedule of fees.
and it's
I
right
don't
there.
remember which number it is, but it's down at the bottom.
Yes.
So, and that will give you what percentage that once we collect, it's by percentage. So if you're a basic plan, it's, I believe we retain 40% of the collected, and then on the premier plan, we're retaining 30. So,
Plus, in both of the plans, and this is one of the things that just got very, very costly, we were spending $10,000 to $15,000 a month filing court cases, and not all of those are collectible. And you truly have the choice to say, I don't want you to go after my collections, because now you're going to pay those fees in advance instead of us taking them post-collections. So you have the opportunity to say, don't spend $200 filing a court fee when I only am owed $1,000. We can go to small claims. There's other things we can do, or you want to take your judgment somewhere else. So don't feel like you must do it. You absolutely have a choice.
okay, so back to the question of what do I do when I can't get a hold of Missy? I'm going to continually direct you to the investor customer service rep team. That's Clara and Amy. A lot of you on the West Coast have actually met Clara. She's been to California with us before. So Clara and Amy, you can reach them at justask@retirewithrealestate.com. One thing that we know to be true about Gmail is that whole autofill thing that we all really enjoy. For 15 years or more, you would type Just Ask, and it would autofill to the Just Ask Missy McCall, and some of your emails are still coming there. So
I forward them.
exactly, but for this, the Claire and Amy are ready to go. We all know that come July 1, we're going to be game on. I'm going to ask that you start with Clara and Amy. That's true. No matter what your problem is, those ladies are in place, because this is a big team now, and lots of departments, things do get confusing. And do I reach out to Jared in maintenance? Should I be talking to Don in re-rents? Is this a Myra question? I need Missy. If you start with Claire and Amy, it goes to one box, and you ask 5 questions in one email. They turf it out to who needs that question, who needs to get back to you, and they can absolutely escalate it to Missy if they feel that's appropriate. But please do start with Claire and Amy. The other thing that I'm going to ask everyone to please do in this is, if you want and need to schedule a call, and I get that you do, please send an email to schedule that call. There are 650 of you. There are 4 of us. So if you will please email us to set that call up, that's gonna, I think you're gonna be far less frustrated in this process as well. So please do start with the Just Ask at Retirement Real Estate.
And again, we're going to try to put everything. If you still can't find that document in your portal, we'll load them up again. We can load it up with the changes that are made. That way you have the most recent document. We want you to have plenty of ample time to ask questions. And again, if you have questions tomorrow because you've read the article and reviewed the notes here, then please send it to Just Ask.
Tonight, if you can't find that letter that was your notification with the draft and everything else, then if you'll email Just Ask at retiredrealestate.com, we will get that out to you. Okay, and that is going to pretty much wrap us up. If you want to.
Just want to thank you all for the confidence that you've placed in our team. We work really hard to be good servants and to make sure that we do our very best job for you. We all make mistakes, but we work really, really hard not to. And I am traveling a lot, but I have a fabulous team, the best team I've ever had, that are here to serve you. And I hope you feel that we really do have your best interest at heart.
I would have to say that the conversion from contractor to employee not only has benefited the bottom line for every property owner, but as a company, it has absolutely now given us a core group of people who are absolutely all on the same page. They all know the core values. They're all living them, and that is from the home inspector all the way up to our CEO. So we are absolutely probably our best team ever in 25 years. So we didn't mention this is our 25th year.
So, we had a big anniversary special and celebration. We had a great time. Really celebrated the people that helped get us where we're at today, including all of you. And again, I just want to say thank you.
Thank you.